So here's the cool thing about RX Advanced. You have a tone generator, right? Which is right here. So you just Google what frequencies go to what keys, right? Since we know that human hearing gets less sensitive the lower the frequency, you can Google that or use AI. I actually did not use AI in this, but you could, to tell it, hey, I'm doing a bass drop from 82.4 hertz to 19.5 hertz in a logarithmic scale, right? I need to fade linearly from negative 12 dB, and I need to make sure that the human hearing, right, is equal across the frequency spectrum, because as bass drops, our human hearing is less sensitive to frequencies, so you have to turn them up, right? So that's another reason I purport making sure you master at negative 14 LUFS, because it gives you the headroom to do this kind of stuff. So for this, I just went with my headphones and my hearing. So I went start at negative 12 dB, fade up to negative 5 dB linearly, right? All right. So let's see, there it is, right? So I have selected exactly the point where I want this to generate. Now the cool thing is, this will automatically generate wherever you have selected, right? So your time selection is where it will generate. And you can do triangle, sawtooth, square, pulse. They all are of different purposes, but for now, sine waves for bass are definitely where it's at. So I'm gonna hit generate or render, okay? And I've got it to mix in. You can replace, insert, modulate. I've got it to mix in there. This duration is the duration that I have selected, and obviously it's rounded. So I'm gonna hit render. Boom, there it is, right? It's already there. If I go to my loudness control, which is right here, I can see that it's still well under my true peak target of -1, right? Integrated in that point, it's negative 12.3 LUFS, or loudness units full scale. My integrated LUFS target is negative 14. So this is why I don't master to a loudness target, but what I'll do is I'll master, and then when I get done, I'll bring it into iZotope RX11 Advanced, and they've got a couple of tools here to master that are really, really good. So this is a tool that they use for generally movies and film, but it's a surgical scalpel for whatever you need it for. So I use it a lot for final loudness control after a master, because it's the most surgical tool that exists that I know of. So it works out really well. So anyways, yeah, so we're good. We're still under the target of true peak of -1 decibels. So the reason for true peak, for those who don't know, anyone who I'm sending this to who has knows any technical details about audio knows that old school compressors like MP3, you have something called intersample peaks when they get encoded, which basically means that when the user plays it back, it could clip on their system. Any newer codecs, like any AAC or Opus, or the newest XHE AAC, which is not very widely used, but people should be using it. It's mature now, and it's great for a lot of reasons, especially at lower bit rates. You have a lot more quality at lower bit rates, or at least perceived quality. Yeah, you want to keep your true peak at -1. It's just how it goes. It's kind of an industry standard. With newer codecs, you don't have to worry about it, but why not just keep it at -1? That'll limit it at -1. And I think this uses a 8x oversampling algorithm. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's just something to be safe with. And then your target LUFS, stick with -14. You know, different platforms vary, but -14 is where most of them stick, and it's kind of the way it goes. For your measurement, always do high accuracy processing. This will, if it needs to, do a multipass to make sure that you're under the loudness unit. This will probably only apply in 0.01% of cases, but just keep it on just in case. So yeah, so there it is. Now you've got the bass drop.